Welcome to the Sorted Studio, and today is very special because it's not just us here, but we're also joined by a handful of the Sorted community. Give us a woo! So we have a live studio audience as well for what is going to be an ultimate challenge. Why is it going to be challenging, Baz?
Give us a woo!
Did they not give us a woo?
They gave us a woo, yeah.
Okay, let's try again. Give us a clap.
Oh, you just love
Move on.
You just love the power. Yeah, today's a little bit different because we're doing a grocery shop challenge and it's live, which we've never done before. And also, well, I know the recipe, as does Layla, our sidekick queen, as does, well, I really hope you know it, Kush, because we're going to be upstairs cooking the recipe and walking, relaxing, enjoying some, having a drink, chatting and walking you through the recipe. Ben also knows the recipe, but he's going to be down here joined by the only person in the building who hasn't got a clue what's going on.
Alex Hallett in the comments says, Mike looks so menacing behind. I don't think it's menacing. I wouldn't say menacing, just slightly pooping his pants.
It's called being shafted. That's what it's called.
But all for the sake of entertainment.
Brilliant.
How are you feeling?
I'm genuinely nervous. I hate doing these when we can edit them.
Yep. So, if you don't mind lifting the cloth, we're going to dissect the ingredients and see what you can cobble together. Yeah.
Right, let's get in this. Allow me.
Right. Okay.
What are you working with, Mike?
At least it's not a whole fish.
Fish. What is that? Cod? Thank you. Thank you.
It's not one of them.
It was
on the tray.
Right, I have a white fish, cream cheese, garlic, cheese, some basil, parsley, spinach, chorizo.
Simple.
It's not actually that worrying.
But on top of that, you can also access dry store ingredients. So this is the same as we always have on Sidekick. This is your shopping that you're going to go and get, and then you can always add to it your arsenal of ingredients behind. So you have the freedom to add to that. Guys, you're going to show us what Sidekick was designed, or how Sidekick designed this recipe upstairs. Mike's going to bundle his way through a recipe here.
Oh, that is generous.
Layla, Kush, should we get out of Mike's kitchen?
Yeah, let's do that.
Good luck.
Good luck, mate.
And you guys in the comments, if Mike needs it, A, moral support, B, suggestions, tips and tricks, move left or right.
Knobhead.
And
He's put
simple
all
as
the
that.
hobs on. Is this actually part of it, or did
No,
you...
apparently that's just a stray chili.
Can I use that?
No. Right, Mike. It's not a race, because this is midweek cooking, and it doesn't really matter, give or take. But we're going to put 20 minutes on the clock.
20?
Because Kush reckons he can do it in 15, so we're giving you a third more time.
That sounds a lot more than it is.
Simple as that.
When do I start?
You start when they're upstairs and ready, which I've now received. You may begin now. So simple as this, to start off with, we're down here and you're going to anchor it, Mike. What would you like to cook with these ingredients?
I don't know.
And access to the dry store. For those of you at home, because you can always comment below and give some suggestions, he's got access to giant couscous, basmati rice, orzo, lentils, noodles, 2 types, tortilla wraps, lots of staples that you can address with this. Everyone is joining in. We've got people from Australia, we've got people from literally all over. I think Australia's the furthest I've seen so far. Denmark a little closer. Amazing. And Mississippi from the USA. Napoleon blown apart has been looking forward to this all week. Amazing. You're weighing out orzo, which is nice and simple. I think that means you have a plan.
I don't.
But while that plan comes together, we're going to throw upstairs to the guys in the development kitchen to see what they're going to do.
How much do you reckon Mike is flapping right now?
Ooh. Probably taking off like a little pigeon.
He's going to be... Those little hands, they move so quick. Usually when he's fiddling around, but I reckon he could take off.
Scurrying. He wasn't up for a joke, was he?
No, he wasn't.
No.
He wasn't. For those who don't know of wonderful Layla, you, as we said earlier, are
lucky people.
You're our psychic queen, and you have a unique relationship with Kush.
We spoke about this earlier. It's a brotherly, sisterly relationship. What did you say, Kush? You didn't have a sister growing up,
No, so now I've got to take it out on Layla.
And I said I've already got 2 brothers, so I don't need another one.
But your role in Sidekick
Yes.
Fred.
So I'm the product manager of Sidekick, but I also deal with basically all of the recipe content, the audios, the images. I come up with the recipe briefs that I then give to Kush and our recipe writers who write them. I read all of the feedback that the community give, and yeah, I'm just the queen of Sidekick.
So if you have any feedback or any questions for Sidekick, get in the comments. We've got them here, and we'll answer as many as we can. Food-wise, though,
Yes.
is it time to reveal what Mike actually should be making?
So Mike can make whatever he wants, given the ingredients. That's up to him. I don't want to pigeonhole him and push him into, you know, the cavity that I'm going to cook in. So I'm going to make the Sidekick recipe: cod with salsa verde and chorizo carbonara.
Carbonara.
It's just a real mashup of things you might have in the fridge. Some fish, some herbs. I'm going to start off making a really simple salsa verde. That's going to be the marinade for the fish and the dressing later. So measuring jug with most of the herbs from the pack, some mustard, some olive oil, some capers, and 1 of the cloves of garlic. I'm going to puree this, spread it over the fish, and put the fish into bake. While that cooks, make a simple carbonara using chorizo instead of guanciale and butter beans instead of spaghetti.
So what direction do you think Mike might be going in now then?
Fish and chip.
Fish and chips?
Chip.
Chip?
Singular.
He doesn't have any.
What, potatoes? That hasn't stopped Mike before.
Good point, good point.
He's got a tortilla.
He has. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, it feels like it's a relatively straightforward recipe up here, but I've got a funny feeling Mike might be making a bit of a fuss.
Well, you say a bit of a faff and a bit of a chaos, but I think at the moment he's very cool, calm and collected. Mike, what have you done while the cameras have been upstairs?
Not much. I've got a pan of water boiling. I grabbed some orzo. That's quick. That also can be my starch. I half peeled some chorizo and then it was taking too long. So now I'm just cutting up the rest. I've got some pans on. So what I'm thinking is frying off the chorizo in a little bit of the oil.
Nice.
Get the chorizo browning, but also get some of the delicious sort of paprika and chorizo flavour through the oil, which I'm going to utilise later.
Clever, clever, clever. If it makes you feel any better, Gummy Worms says, I have no idea what you're going to make, Mike. I wouldn't have any idea either.
Ah, thank you, Gummy Worm. We are on the same page.
But everyone is on your side. Remember, these are fresh ingredients. We've got spinach, we've got lots of fresh basil, we've got fresh parsley. The fish and the chorizo is giving you a kind of surf and turf vibe, but it's up to you what you do with those. Steer from the comments is absolutely fine. I'm happy to pass that on. I think teamwork as a collective community is good, but already smell-o-vision is kicking in because we can smell the chorizo softening the pan, as can everyone in the room. Oracle Izzy says, are those Hexclad pans? One of them is, yep. 1/3 of those pans are Hexclad.
That'll do that.
Amazing. Now, Mike, this is almost dinner time, right? You're cooking us a quick midweek meal. So would you like a little quick midweek beer with it?
Yeah, I'm not going to be drinking it. I've got no time.
You're a lager man, aren't you?
Yes.
As a busy pair at midweek, a little mid-strength beer.
What am I going to need for that?
There you go.
A microplate.
You, chef.
Right. Right, so here's a little bit of a thought process. If I can generate some delicious oil from the chorizo,
yep.
I probably wanted it to chop it a little bit finer than that, but whatever. I'm thinking if I cook the orzo, stir through cream cheese through the orzo, use a little bit of the chorizo oil through that, just to add a little bit of peppery deliciousness.
Yep.
Spinach through the cooked orzo. Let's bring that down because that is rapidly boiling. Garlic, it's going in with the chorizo. Should have gone in first.
You're going to chop it in, grate it in, your choice.
Do I have to use all of it?
Johnny says, Mike, the people's champ. No, as much as you wish, because garlic we consider as an ingredient that will keep for a long period of time in the fridge. People are saying an orzo chorizo pasta salad. I think the curveball at the moment is the 2 pieces of cod.
Yes.
Wondering where they're going.
They're going with it. They're going on it.
I'll leave you to think about that because whilst you're thinking about fish, we can throw to the kitchen upstairs and see how progress is getting on.
I love how relaxed you are. Like, how long would this recipe usually take you at home?
At home, probably 15 minutes.
Okay.
If I was following the recipe according to the app, 20 minutes.
Okay.
But I know what I'm cooking, so...
Also, you know who you're up against, so there's really no rush.
Yeah, but I'd be up against anyone who works for Sorted.
All right.
Anyway,
So what are you doing now?
so the marinated cod in the salsa verde is in the oven, slowly baking, so it just flakes. We have the finely diced chorizo, 1 clove of garlic going into our large frying pan over a medium heat with some olive oil to render out and become golden brown.
When did Kush get posh? You suddenly got whatever say Buckinghamshire.
I live in Buckinghamshire, I grew up in Berkshire, and I went to private school because I'm dyslexic and I needed the extra help.
There you go. So, yeah, why are we focusing on this recipe today then?
Because it would make Mike panic slightly because there are 2 types of protein, one of them being fish that he doesn't really like, and there's 2 types of cheese in it as well. And we know fish and cheese doesn't go together.
True.
That's Kush's reason for picking this recipe. My reason is it's very highly rated on Sidekick.
They all are highly rated on Sidekick.
They all are highly
when
rated.
I've written them for this recipe.
No, it's a great end of summer recipe. Like Kush said earlier, it kind of uses things that you have in your store cupboard. But I think the main thing I love about this recipe is that there are several different elements that you could carry across to other recipes. So you make a salsa verde, you could use that across any other recipe. Carbonara, we're doing something a little bit different that might offend some Italians. But it's something that, again, like you could use in so many different dishes, and that's what Sidekick is really good for, is getting a few different elements onto the plate.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the app has changed so much over the last couple of years. It's continuously evolving thanks to your feedback. I think when it first launched, it was all about recipe packs, and they were all coming as free. A lot of them still do. But every time there's a recipe that is easy, you can merge with other different recipes throughout the week to make sure you're buying less food as you go along.
Yep.
But also moving forward, we've started to launch a new type of recipe, and lots of comments already, people asking about batch recipes.
Yeah, so we launched them last week, actually, our first batch of batch recipes.
Nice.
But these are for 6 people. Kush wrote all of them. And a lot of them are recipes that you cook at home, right, Kush? And you put them in the freezer and save them for a rainy day.
So I batch on a weekend and we'll eat the same thing all week.
Right.
So the meatballs that I made today for the community here is a recipe that I make at home quite often, but I grind my own pork for it because I have the time, and we use lamb for fun. But you make a big tray of it, eat it with spaghetti one day on rice, slice them up, put it in a sandwich, toss it through like a mac and cheese one day, eat them cold out of a fridge on a fork at midnight. Not judging. I just have to add my butter beans to my rendered chorizo and garlic now before it burns.
Are you not draining that?
No, you don't want to waste the juice. Never waste the juice. It has all that lovely thick viscosity from the starch in there. So that's going to go in, that's going to boil and bubble, that's going to reduce down, and then we're going to add some spinach into it, cream cheese, parmesan. That's the sauce done. That's the dish done.
That's all Mike has to do right now.
5 minutes on the fish, and we're done. I tried to go slowly, but it's such a simple recipe with so much flavour.
The comments are wonderful. There's a few people who are saying they were making this like literally last night in one occasion.
Yeah, somebody made it for their husband last night, which is great. What did you think of it? Please comment and let us know.
Yeah. Also, if you're interested in more batch recipes, let's talk about that as well. Get in the comments and let us know.
Yep.
Otherwise, let's go back downstairs to see a slightly more chaotic kitchen.
I'm going to go watch.
Again, you say more chaotic, but do you know what? So far, so good. In fact,
It's chaotic in here.
There's even a comment saying that the comments are having to bring the chaos because Mike's too calm. I think you are calm. What have you done so far?
So I've got cod in a pan, and I've sprinkled it with jerk seasoning.
Jerk seasoning.
I have now seasoned it with salt.
Wonderful.
I have strained perfectly my chorizo oil out of my chorizo pan. I am waiting for this to come back up to the boil. This hob isn't
And that's the tone we like.
working. Swap the hobs. That's great. Thank you. Good. What are you doing here? I'm pretty much done. Ah, yeah. Great. Cool.
Chris Germano is saying, deglaze the pan with the beer. What an excellent shout. So the good thing
yeah,
about
why not?
deglazing a
Thank
pan
you.
is to get all the lovely juices off the bottom of the pan that have caught that are nice and charred and delicious, especially if you're grilling meat. Beer is not always the classic choice. I think probably wine would be, or stock. But if you've got beer open, use that in place. I like that idea. Good suggestion. That was well worth a super chat. It got used.
Not sure how al dente we've got to with the orzo. It won't be there yet, but let's find out.
Mr. Daft is asking, curious, why jerk seasoning and not something more Spanish, given all the other ingredients you're playing with?
Because I always get hammered for using paprika. And I went over there and it was basically mixed spice, Chinese 5-spice and curry powder or jerk. That's why I went with jerk.
To answer Mamu Meal's question,
Please.
absolutely. Asking, is beer a pantry staple? Always.
Right.
Always. Please drink responsibly.
Also,
some people are saying you could soup some stuff. Some people are saying tray bakes are the way forward. Meatballs. I think this is part of their conversation about batch cooking.
That's good. Thanks for your help. Let's get leaves off.
So you're already thinking about the green stuff. You've got spinach to play with, basil to play with, and parsley to play with. You have had about 12 minutes.
Okay, that's okay. I'm just taking the leaves off, some of the leaves off these stalks of parsley.
And why is that?
I'm going to use them for garnish at the end.
The leaves?
Yeah.
And today you don't need the stalks?
I don't need the stalks.
Fair enough.
I'm going to chop them and then place them on top.
Everyone now talking about their pantry staples, everything from gin to a good bottle of wine and rum. Excellent work.
I tell you what.
Mike,
yes.
I'm going to throw back upstairs in a minute because I think you've got this under control. You've got about 10 minutes left to put this together.
Fine.
How do you feel about that?
I feel okay.
Good. In that case,
Bye.
Upstairs.
Sounds like they're getting on okay downstairs.
Does it?
Yeah, just about. Well, you've been down there, you saw it.
Yeah, Mike did not appreciate me standing and assisting verbally.
Now, there's a fair few comments asking about the double J's. James and Jamie,
Right.
their absence here.
Right.
James is here in spirit. He writes a lot of the recipes for Psychic, so his presence, we can feel him in the room.
He writes the majority currently.
Currently,
Psychic.
yeah.
This is mine.
This is your one. This is a good one. Jamie,
Yeah.
don't want to lower the tone now, but I'm going to because it's relatively serious. Jamie is in hospital right now with his little boy that was in the school playground, and he's having to do dad duties.
Oh.
And the toughest of sorts.
Yeah, but do you know what compounds that even worse?
What?
He turned up today in a suit because he was going to quite a high-profile function this evening.
I know.
That now he can't make. So he came all the way, commuted without the tube in a suit
Yeah.
to go home to hospital.
The only upside. Oh, I forget. Chef set alarms. What's that for, Chef?
That is for the fish, which is cooked and will now come out and rest and carry over cooking as we finish the beans.
Just to make sure that no one's worrying about Jamie, his son is fine. There is a silver lining to the injury. He now has a cast on his leg, which
Gonna be
makes
very
you the
popular.
coolest kid instantly.
He was already the coolest kid. Imagine having Jamie Spafford as your dad.
Exactly, exactly. So,
Speaking of James,
okay.
we had a question come in. We had a question come in earlier to say, can you talk about how you and James both approach writing recipes, what the differences could be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I write things that I might want to cook, and very much flavour, but doesn't matter about tradition, such as this.
Yeah.
Where James likes to discover the world through whether it be a dish from Venezuela one week, or a Brazilian dish, or an Ethiopian dish, and really flex his muscles in that sense. So they kind of complement each other. I'll do a dish with 4 ingredients focused on mac and cheese. People like that, but they also like the diversity of having multiple chefs cooking recipes for the app.
I think that's one thing that's so interesting in my role is every chef who writes recipes for Sidekick, they all have such a distinctive style. So you can always tell a Kush recipe, you can always tell a James recipe, you can tell a Ben Slater recipe. I feel like you can tell every single person's recipe writing style.
Yeah. So, batch-wise,
Yes.
still lots of comments coming about batches.
Yes, I've seen. We've got, just to keep everybody happy, so we had 5 launched last week and we've got 5 more coming tomorrow. So yeah, keep an eye on the Sidekick app to see more batch recipes coming this weekend, perfect in time for the weekend, to get them all cooked on Sunday for the week ahead.
Kush, what are you doing?
So the fish is cooked, it's coming out, it's just resting. I'll probably put the probe in it just to check. To the bean juice, I've added the cream cheese, 60 grams, like half a pack, and a whole big bag of spinach that's now going to wilt down and become lovely and creamy and give a bit of brightness to the underside of the dish.
You're going to probe fish. I never probe fish. I just look at it and see if it's flaking apart.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to break it apart, because then you know.
Okay, gotcha.
So I could squeeze it a bit. Yeah, that's cooked.
It's firm enough.
Firm, but your thumb
Wait,
might
so-
slip in a bit.
Oh.
So I would have said getting a probe out.
Is this hard? Oh.
I know. But for midweek cooking, I wouldn't think of using a probe. That's when I'm making I don't know,
Because-
a big piece of steak for a special occasion.
No. Midweek cooking, why have to worry about it? Why get your fingers dirty and break your fish? Just do that.
What temperature should it be?
Yeah.
Anything above 42. Yeah, it's 44. Perfect. Because the recipe works.
My ChatGPT is mostly full of me just going, what temperature is this meant to cook at? How long is that meant to cook for?
Yeah.
That's a
Me double checking
benefit
myself.
of knowing temperatures.
Yeah.
We cook by temperature, not time. So I've labbed the recipes, so I know at that temperature that cooks. So I've done that work for you.
Gotcha.
That's what I was going to say. ChatGPT is good for maybe the fact checking, but it's not good for
No.
this.
No, we've proven it's not quite as it doesn't think things through entirely.
No.
It's good at the first
And it
attempt.
can't
It's
taste it.
good- No,
Right.
no, it's very important. That's
can't taste
definitely
it.
our job. That looks amazing. If you were to guess now about what Mike was making,
I know
What
he's
do you
got
think it
orzo
is?
on the go.
okay, which isn't a bad option.
No, but he also had things that,
Yeah.
like pre-cooked packets down there.
Oh,
and
no.
why is he boiling orzo?
Either way, I can hear laughing going on now, so I'm hoping it's turned and things are looking good.
I wouldn't say good. I think what you missed was the start of the flapping. So he's now drained his orzo. He has put that back into the pan to deglaze a bit more and added a bunch of spinach, which he's waiting to wilt. In doing so, he threw orzo across the entire work surface. Some of which
That is such a lie.
some of
He's
it is still here.
embellishing. A little bit of orzo came out of the pan.
and he went to flip his fish, and he now has flaked fish. Slightly different from what I can see on the screen that Kush is doing, but hey, this is your recipe, and that's absolutely fine.
Cream cheese going in.
Is it still on the heat, or are you just using residual now?
I've turned it up a little bit because it needs to wilt quickly.
Have you used all the ingredients we gave you?
Not yet,
And
but
is it
some's for garnish.
And it's fair to say that jerk and orzo are the only additions you took from the dry store.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oh no, that's a silly question. Otherwise you'd have done it. I was going to say, what do you think Kush is doing? Otherwise you'd have done it.
Yeah,
silly
well,
question.
100% have done it.
Everyone is saying, still on your side, very much on your side, saying calm. There's a few people who are commenting for the first time on a live. Thank you, not just for joining us, but commenting. It literally keeps us moving, which is great.
So I'm adding some of the Parmesan for seasoning. It will add saltiness to the sort of, I guess, the sour cream or sour cream cheese profile. This has just got to get going now. So now I'm adding in my chorizo oil to, again, add a little bit more flavour to the mix. So it should be a creamy, chorizo-y, peppery, wilted spinach thing.
Now, you panicked when your fish didn't kind of flip over and flaked instead, but what are you thinking now?
Now I'm thinking, pile the fish on, flake it, flake a pile.
And isn't that the point of midweek cooking? Roll with it. It doesn't have to be restaurant perfect. You haven't necessarily promised a particular thing to anybody. So if it turns up a little bit different, that's okay. Be a bit more creative in your naming of the dish, because I think flaked cod sounds wonderful.
The only promises broken are the promises I made to myself. Right,
Yeah, but Sandy's saying your knife techers is good when you're doing your herb chopping. Great stuff.
thank you. Oh, that's great, actually. The Parmesan does add a nice saltiness, so I think I'm actually just going to use the Parmesan because do I want to sprinkle on top? No, we'll go herbs on top.
Boofy has said, what can I use instead of spinach? I have no idea if you're talking about Kush's recipe or this one, but
Probably
here,
not this one.
anything that will wilt into a pan. I love using a bag of rocket. You use it in a sandwich or a salad, but then a handful into a pasta dish gives you a pepperiness as it wilts into a pasta dish. A handful of frozen peas that will thaw out and cook in, just so you've got flecks of green and a little bit of extra sort of veg in there. Because actually, in this dish, lots of protein, but a fairly limited amount of fresh veg, lots of fresh herbs and some spinach, but pretty limited on veg as a dish. So you can always add in more in the way I think of peas, or serve with a side of steamed 10-stem broccoli or similar.
I'd like this to taste a little bit better, of something more. So I've put through some basil as well, which I'm no longer going to top it with. I'll top it with the parsley for garnish.
What consistency are you looking for in your dish? And are you at all annoyed that you didn't keep more pasta water?
No, that's all right.
Fine.
Yeah, there's a bit. I was hoping more water would come out the spinach, to be perfectly honest, but I did put a little bit more in.
If you're happy.
Is that a hint? Fine.
No, it's not. No.
No.
I'm maybe a loaded question. But I was kind of more thinking the pasta water, so you have the starchiness to create a delicious sauce.
Well, if I was making like a carbonara, yeah, but I guess I was looking at making more of a coating here and less of a sauce. But I'm listening.
Well, you've got. Do you know what? I was half expecting to see them at the top of the stairs because you are way ahead. But that's great. Mike is getting his onto a plate, and they are going to bring theirs down. So they will join us down here. Are you happy with your contribution so far? This was a challenge where we put you on the spot, and you hate being under pressure when you cook.
Flaky
despite
pile,
the fact
flaky
you're
pile.
actually quite good at it. But as all the comments are saying, you need to have more confidence in the way you cook, and that's what Sidekick should do. Make you the hero of your kitchen, give you the confidence, and take away the sort of the panic. We've only had an ounce of a storm here today, but like a slight
whistle.
gust. Although now he's fingering all the fish, so Bird's Eye will be proud.
Yeah.
But
Are we using all of this for one portion?
No, as always, Sidekick makes 2 portions, right?
Why have you given me? Fine, okay.
Sidekick always makes, like, generally, so you can scale up and you can scale down for sure, but 2 portions is general.
Fine, this is
You've
a
been
2-portion
generous.
bowl.
Yeah, we'll share. We'll get some spoons in.
Sharing plate, sure.
Fantastic.
This should. How long? How long?
You've got about a minute.
Okay, because that's not right.
Yeah,
it's too
5:30,
chunky.
about a minute. Are you scattering that on top as well? This is a feast for many. I mean, you're pretty much done down here, so I'm hoping that Baz and the team will bring their dish down, but if he's plating up the final bit, let's throw to them.
I think we can stop plating now.
Yeah.
Apparently they're plating, so
All right, cool.
you can plate it now.
Right, cool.
Honestly, it's so laid back and relaxed here. Must say, incredible comments coming in straight away. Lots of observations to our Dua Lipa lookalike in the room. Though, quoting directly from Ben Slater, more of a Temu Dua Lipa, would you not say?
You get some great bargains on Temu.
That was Ben's joke, not mine. So don't get angry at me.
You're making it yours.
That's fine.
I'll take it. Timo Dua Lipa's still.
That's pretty. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll take that.
Again, for those who don't know, Layla is the psychic queen. Looks after everything psychic. The team, the app, everything. Some say she's Kush's boss.
Yes, I've been told a lot recently that I'm Kush's boss. How do you feel about that?
I think the word is handler.
That's so much worse. That's so much worse. Kush, that's incredible.
So the salsa verde on the fish, you get a different flavour profile from the raw salsa verde on the side, bit of spare herb for garnish, simple as that. It's 1 pan, 1 tray, and that's the equipment that was used. Literally that.
That is impressive. That is right. So before we go downstairs to see what Micah has created, any final things we need to cover on Psyche? I know there's lots of questions about family recipes.
Yes, we've had a few questions about Fussy Eater's family recipes. We've now got a tag in the search in Sidekick where you can search for family-friendly recipes. A lot of our recipes are kind of naturally family-friendly. It's quite subjective, it's quite difficult, but I've started to label them so that they're easy to find. But if you do have any feedback about what would make a family-friendly recipe, please comment or email in and get in touch, because yeah, I'd love to learn a little bit more about what suits your families and kind of help put that in the app for you.
Also, because your head is so big, you can't see much. Thank you. Some of you may have seen that sorted kids is a bit of a thing. Something we've been working on for the last year. We have many concerns when it comes to food, the future of food and the future of our kids, and our kids specifically. We think the food culture around kids is a bit broken. and it's a long journey to go about fixing it, but we think it starts with helping kids fall in love with food. And that's kind of the premise of Sorted Kids. I won't say too much, but because we're doing this as a very soft launch, we want to put it out there, we want it to find its own audience. Parents who are worried about their kids' relationship with food and want to create the best future possible for them, please, if you do have 5 minutes, go over to youtube.com/sortedkids. Have a look at the channel. I need your feedback. We've shot a few videos and we want to put it out there. We are genuinely trying to do something that's going to make an impact on the world of food and kids. My little boy is involved in it. Also, Kush's little niece is involved. Go have a watch the videos and let us know. But now, I think it's time to cloche up and see what they are going to be doing downstairs. Should we go downstairs?
Let's go downstairs.
Let's go downstairs.
Let's go.
And you joined us downstairs in a wonderfully clean kitchen. No one saw this coming. I'm so proud of that. I mean, it's a feast, and perhaps...
Well, so I was working to the brief, it would be 1 plate, and then realised halfway through it should be 2 portions. So it's a sharing bowl.
Cloche it.
Oh yeah, because that's
Format.
how it works.
Sorted.
Fear not, fear not. Come
Makes
on
it-
in,
I
come
know.
on in, come on in.
Is there space for
Well
another?
done, Layla. See, Layla gets the brief. Don't
sorry,
crash the lens
sorry.
all the way around.
We didn't
The
have
two
that brief.
professionals, just straight through shot. Don't worry about it.
Mike,
They have been on at some point or other.
you can turn around, mate.
Okay.
My first observation
There's spinach on the board.
is you haven't used everything, but also it's a clean kitchen.
I mean, apart from the
For
pan
Mike.
of washing up, but it's incredibly
Smells
clean
nice.
and organised. And I think
Smells
you'll be quite
delicious.
impressed with what is under there.
You were trying to prove a point here, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to survive, and survival turned out okay, actually.
Slight confusion on portion control.
Okay.
So we've kind of got it all on one plate.
Fine.
But other than that, Mike, do you want to present what on earth you've got under that cloth?
Oh, I don't know what it's called. This is a pile of yum.
And I
know
sense
what?
it might be. I saw the process, and he had a pretty clear plan, start to finish. The community were intrigued.
It's chorizo, cooked off crumbed, and then the oil stirred through cream cheese and orzo, flaked cod with a little bit of jerk seasoning, and spinach and stuff throughout.
And lots of herbs.
Lots of herbs because, like I said, I was doing 1 portion and then I needed to use all of it. So it's 2 portions in 1 bowl.
And so dig in, have a taste. I think the beauty here and watching the process is there is absolutely nothing wrong with serving up something like that midweek. You should be really proud of it. I think there are a couple of things, if you did it again, you might change.
100%.
And I think there's lots of things that I'm hoping, under Kush's sidekick recipe, are full of a few other tips and tricks that make life a bit easier, which is why he spent some of the time stood here watching you.
Layla, you've done that thing where you pick the recipe that we're cooking today.
You can't eat
And
it.
you can't eat it, can you? Because you're a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
I get to watch all of you enjoy it, which is
Oh, it's a bit like Traitor at Culinary Castle, the one vegetarian dish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our man here put steak on.
Yeah, pass it on has some communication errors. Tastes good though. I mean, it's heavy on the chorizo, which is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Creamy orzo, the spinach and herbs.
It's like a paella.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Surf and turf. And if you divided that by between 2 plates rather than 1, I think you've got a good midweek meal.
Kush, as somebody who cooks all the recipes for Psychic, does it make the cut?
No.
Why are we doing this?
Because I want to know.
Why are we doing this?
We've gone through the process of creating a
Well, of
recipe.
course
here.
it does, and I haven't spent like 3 weeks
No, but I
developing it and
want
then
Kush
taste
to explain
testing it.
why it doesn't make the cut, what we're looking for.
Why? Clearly, everyone knows that this is not making the cut.
Kush, where did he go wrong?
Taking expensive proteins and then flaking them, where it could have been chin tuna for this, save a lot of money in the same, get the protein
I didn't mean to
content.
flake it.
You didn't?
No, that's because he didn't cook it properly and then didn't flip it properly and then it kind of stuck.
Right.
But he worked with his mistakes.
Right, okay.
as you would.
Punch
Okay.
down on Mike, is it?
No.
It's cool.
I
It's
saw the whole
cool.
process. I'm on your side, mate.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. It's delicious.
It's just a lot of raw herbs at the end, but without a plan, it's very hard to know when to use something. And choppy, panic.
That was a lot of choppy.
But you ended up with a pretty clean kitchen, and I think it was all done in about just over 20 minutes. However, I'm guessing with less panic, less effort, less time, you've ended up with something different.
There was barely any effort whatsoever. Kush held all the cooking for when we were back on camera. And yeah,
even then, it was a struggle to hold it back because it was one pan, one tray, one stick blender.
That's the beauty. But what have we got?
So we have,
oh my goodness,
salsa verde baked cod with chorizo carbonara.
I mean, it looks a pretty picture.
wow.
So butter beans cooked down with chorizo, cream cheese, spinach folded through it, similar to your pasta. Blend all the herbs together with some olive oil, capers and garlic. Marinate the fish in it, bake it off. Spare marinade goes on the plate. Done.
We thought there was every chance you might end up in the same place because we put a tin of butter beans on the back.
Yeah, I mean, that's my second choice actually, but you know, preferred the orzo.
Dig in.
Wow,
and to your
mate,
point,
that
Kush,
looks amazing.
Look at the fish, just cooked, just flaking, soft, kind of shining back at you.
I think, like I said earlier, the reason why we picked this recipe is because it's not just beans and fish. There are so many techniques and flavours that you could bring across other recipes. The salsa verde you could use in so many other recipes. The carbonara, again, you could use it with anything. You don't have to put chorizo in it, you could use anything to flavour it. So that's why we picked this recipe, and also how hands-off it was. Kush did it in no effort, no time.
And I think the taste of capers is like a little flavour bomb. It's one of those things you keep in the fridge, and it just a little bit goes a long way.
And I love blending things because you get
That was one of the comments.
you can extract the most flavour by blending things. So expensive herbs, which cost a lot for a bag of herbs, maximum flavour by pureeing it and using it in two ways.
Like, yeah, flavour bomb is bang on. And again, you use it so many other things.
One community member out there says they now have in the household the verb to kush something just means to blend it. They don't use blending anymore, it's just kushing something up. And that's, I feel like that's standard practice, but it works. And it looks awesome, it tastes incredible, and the machine's doing most of the work.
Mate, brilliant. That's amazing.
Great job all round.
Great job all round. Thank you everybody as well. If you like the chaos and you enjoyed this this new thing we're doing live, then please like the video, comment down below, because I think we want to do more of these. And also, if you want to give this recipe a go, and how many others?
2,000 more?
Yeah, a lot more. Then go give Sidekick a go. It is free.
Free for a whole month, yeah.
Lots of love for Team Mike, lots of love for Kush's plating and Just Kush It. You guys in the comments have been amazing all the way through. Thank you for joining us, being with us in the comments wherever in the world you are, and therefore whatever time zone you've joined us. It might not be dinner time, but we are all salivating.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
Like,
Mate, brilliant.
Great job,
Well
everyone
done.
in the room, thanking you.
Thank you. And we'll see you in the next one.
Over and out.